The stock market is just like one giant Sephora, every aisle filled with products to browse, to buy, to invest in. But instead of lipstick and perfume, we're talking stocks, index funds, and crypto. Stock market is our word of the day in today's happy hour money mixer. So, importantly, grab a glass of something fun and put on your pajamas and your pearls and get ready to shop the financial aisle with me. Today, we're heading to one of my favorite places, Sephora. Except this Sephora is the stock market. Stay with me here for a second and let me explain. Just like Sephora is filled with all these different shelves, different beauty products, the stock market is packed with all kinds of investments to choose from. Things like stocks and funds and bonds, crypto, you name it, they got it. Now, I don't know about you, but when I step into a Sephora, I love curating my perfect beauty routine. Just like when you step into your own Sephora to build your own perfect beauty routine, in the stock market, you're building your own collection of investments that reflect your style, your goals, and let's be real here, your budget. Just like Sephora has tried and true favorites and bold trends and some hidden gems, so does the stock market. So whether you're into dependable staples like bonds, like, oh, hello, ordinary, faithful moisturizer, or if you're into more adventurous options like crypto, hello, el maquillage, I never know. This foundation right here, there's something for everyone. In today's Happy Hour Money Mixer, we're going shopping to learn how each type of investment you could find in the real stock market lines up with Sephora's faux real beauty aisles. And that includes not one, not two, no, but 6 different things. We have number 1, stocks, number 2, index funds, 3, ETFs, 4, bonds, 5, real estate, and 6, crypto. Now, I just said a lot of big words and jargon, so let's take each one by one. First up, stocks. What's a stock? Think of a stock as an individual beauty brand. And one of my favorite individual beauty brands right here is Chanel. Now, real life story. The last time I went to Paris, how bougie does that sound? Oh, the last time I went to Paris. But last time I went to Paris, I made sure to stop by the Chanel store so that, very importantly, I could buy this bottle of perfume right here. I couldn't afford a lot in the store, but I could afford this. A piece, not a big piece, but a piece of Chanel and not the whole store. How is this bottle of Chanel perfume like a stock? When you buy a stock like Apple, which is like the Chanel of the investing world, you're buying not a big, but a small piece of a high-end and established company. Now, let's be clear, there's other stocks, just like there's other brands that you'd find at Sephora that are more like trendy startups. They're not all going to be those Apples of the world. And in Sephora, those would be brands like, Drunk Elephant. What's the main pro and con of investing in a stock? On the plus side, stocks can get you high returns. That just means that you can get a big payoff. But that's if you choose the right brand. Just like finding your signature scent, it can take a while to find that right stock. It's like this right here, this bottle of Chanel perfume. When I wear it, man, I feel like I've made the perfect choice because I know I like the scent. But here's the flip side. Stocks can also be unpredictable. Let's imagine this, let's paint the story. What if I saved up for this Chanel perfume, splurged on it, and then I realized after a few weeks that the scent gave me a headache? That's the risk with stocks. Even with iconic companies like Apple, things can change. What can change? Well, bad earnings report, new competitor, or economic nosedive, and boom, your perfect stock isn't performing the way you thought it would. And that's all part of the game of investing if you're choosing to invest in a single stock, which is why you always want to do your homework first before, here's the important part, before you invest in it. And make sure the stock, this is so important, make sure no matter what you have in your portfolio of investments, your purse, make sure it all, including stocks, it lines up with the life goal you want to achieve. Let's move on to our second item you can buy in a stock market, index funds. Index funds are kind of like the antidote of a stock's drawbacks. What do I mean? Well, instead of buying one stock, when you buy an index fund, you're buying a whole collection of top performing stocks, just like buying a Sephora Favorites Set. In that example, instead of just getting something like a single lipstick, mascara, and blush, in an index fund, you're getting Apple, Amazon, and Tesla. Real life story for you. I remember as a kid getting one of those boxes under the Christmas tree, and man, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because I had all this makeup. It was so cool. It had different names back then, right? Like, 'cause it's been a while since I was a kid, but it would be something like in Sephora today, it would be like today's glow up kit. And I thought it was amazing because it had lipstick, it had mascara, it had blush. Man, it had it all. What's the main pro and con of investing in an index fund, especially if you get it all? Well, on the plus side, it's easy, convenient, and offers instant, not long, instant diversification. What's that mean? That's some jargon. Diversification. It just means that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's what diversification means. Index funds, who are they good for? They are perfect for beginners or anyone who doesn't want to spend hours researching individual companies like you would when buying a stock. But here's the flip side. Some of the items in that amazing Christmas box I got, they weren't all gems. And in fact, I still remember to this day having a lipstick that just had a super funky smell to it. And that's similar to an index fund. You do not get to handpick your favorites. It's a pre-made set, so if you're picky about what's inside, or if one of the two, maybe one, two, or maybe three companies, if they do a nosedive, you can't cherry pick that one or that two or those three companies out. You get what you get. And not only do you get what you get, but you can only buy that kit at the end of the day when Sephora closes. Now, if you're thinking, well, how can I get a better curated beauty kit available whenever I want to buy it, like, when it goes on sale? Now, let me introduce you to item number 3, ETFs. ETFs, or exchange traded funds, that's what ETF stands for. Now, they're kind of similar to index funds because it's like that pre-made beauty kit that's always available, but where an index fund is like buying that kit only at the end of the day when the store closes, an ETF is that same beauty kit, but you can, here's the cool part, you can buy and sell it anytime the store is open, including when the kit is on sale, which makes it a lot more flexible. Real life story for you. Remember the days when Sephora's holiday sales were the event of the season? One year, I walked into Sephora on a Black Friday, and I know that you can tell, right? Like, this is a confessional story. I'm walking in person to a brick and mortar store on Black Friday. Now, doesn't show me my most positive light because now we do everything online. But there I was walking into Sephora on a Black Friday, and there it was. The Tatcha Mini Favorites Set, just sitting there on the shelf looking all cute. I grabbed it. I bought it right then and there when it was on sale. And it was perfect because I didn't have to wait for the store to close, or importantly, I didn't have to worry about it selling out online. How does that all connect to an ETF? And what's the main pro and con of investing in an ETF? On the plus side, ETFs are, as I mentioned, super flexible. You can buy and sell your curated little kit anytime the market is open, which means you're not stuck waiting like you would with an index fund to buy it and get whatever the price is at the end of the day. It's perfect for people who like having more control of the price so you can get a good deal. You buy low, you sell high. That's a great deal in the real world and in the stock market. But here's the downside. Just like those Tatcha mini favorite sets, ETFs, they can have some price changes during the day depending if it's on sale, so if that ETF is low, or if you miss the sale and it's now at regular price, if the price goes up. So if you're not paying attention, you can end up paying more than you wanted, or you can even end up selling it at a bad price. It's not the end of the world, right? But it's something to watch out for. And that's the trade-off, as we now know with flexibility. It comes with just a little bit more extra responsibility. Flexibility, responsibility. That rhymed. All right, getting back on track. Let's move on to our fourth item you can buy in a stock market, bonds. I'm not talking about Bond, James Bond.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Though, he would kind of fit in with us right now, right? Because that man knew how to get a great cocktail.
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Oh, that's stirred, not shaken. That was right, wasn't it?
Perfect.
What I'm talking about is the opposite of a stock, and that's called a bond. What's a bond? Bonds are like the skincare basics of investing. Think of them as like right here, your moisturizer, your sunscreen. It's the foundation of a good beauty routine. They don't give you dramatic overnight results, but they're a staple for keeping your whole beauty routine of makeup balanced, and it protects you from all that UV sun risk. Bonds protect you from volatile, going up and down, lots of market fluctuations risk. Real life story for you. When I was in college, confessional story, I did not have much of any kind of skincare routine. One winter when I was going to class in Connecticut, super cold, super windy, and this super SoCal girly got her skin so dry because of that harsh winter air. Picture a lizard and what it looks like, and that was my skin. So I was texting my mom about it. I was just like, oh my God. And she was just like, Amanda, go get yourself some basic drugstore moisturizer and you'll thank me later. And of course, she was right. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't fancy. It's the ordinary thing, right? It's just your good old-fashioned moisturizer. But it kept my skin hydrated and happy, and I never skipped my moisturizer routine. What's the main pro and con of investing in a bond? On the plus side, bonds are stable and reliable for the most part. They help balance the riskier parts of your portfolio. Think of SPF, protecting your skin from the sunburn when you're experimenting with those bold products like retinol for those fine lines and wrinkles, which of course we don't have. But here's the con. Bonds won't give you instant glow or dramatic results that stocks or things like crypto might. They're not the star of the show, but they're the steady behind the scenes helper. And they're there to make sure that your portfolio is healthy in the long run when those cold winter nights, when that cold winter air or that super bright SoCal sun comes out. Let's move on to the fifth item you can buy in a stock market, real estate. It sounds a little weird that you can buy real estate in the stock market and not on a platform like Zillow, but You can, and you can do it directly, or you can buy it through what's called REITs. REITs, REITs. Sounds like I'm in a spelling bee or something. What does that mean? Well, it's an acronym and it stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. Buying real estate in the stock market, it's like buying a high quality hair tool like the Dyson Airwrap. Yes, it's a big upfront investment, but it's designed to deliver consistent, reliable results over time. Real life story. I remember when I first saw the Dyson Airwrap. I think that's how it's pronounced. Dyson Airwrap, whatever. Everyone was raving about how it could dry, style, and curl your hair without the damage of traditional heat tools. So I saved up some money for it because let's be honest, that ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. But once I started using it, I began to understand that hype. My hair looked amazing and I could use it over and over, making it totally worth the investment. And the bonus was that I wasn't damaging my hair at the same time because I wasn't using all those heat products. What's the main pro and con of investing in real estate in the stock market then? On the plus side, REITs provide consistent passive income-ish. Just like that Dyson Airwrap gives you that reliable, salon-worthy hair every time you use it. And like a good hair tool, they're built to last, making them that decent addition to your portfolio. So why did I say ish? It's passive-ish. Well, here's the flip side. Just like if you're there going to splurge on the Dyson, REITs, they often come with a higher upfront cost. Just like you think about if you're going to buy real estate, you need that down payment. And while they're generally dependable, when the market tanks and goes down, or let's say there's a natural disaster that impacts the actual real estate that the REITs, that investment vehicle, is ultimately invested in, it can and will affect the REIT's value, similar to how your hair might still frizz on a rainy day despite having the best tools. And now, our sixth and grand finale item you can buy in the stock market, crypto. I can spend an entire video just explaining what crypto and more specifically what Bitcoin is. And spoiler alert, I have that video and I explain Bitcoin like a Birkin bag. So check it out if you want that deep dive. But for today's happy hour money mixer, here's the TLDR on crypto. Crypto is like the more experimental beauty trend of investing. Bold, exciting, and full of potential. You can think of it as taking a chance on something newer, yes, less established, yes, and that's like a makeup brand that hasn't been around for decades, but on social, you're seeing it everywhere. Real life story for you. A while back, I kept seeing ads for this El Maquillage foundation on social media. I was curious, but a healthy amount of skepticism, because this was a newer brand and I'd never heard of it and never seen it before, because at least at the time you can't find it, or you couldn't find it at a Sephora or a brick and mortar store. But the reviews were glowing. And after reading up on it, I did my homework. I decided to give it a shot. And let me tell you, it's the best foundation I've ever used to this day. I took a leap and now I can't imagine going back to what I used before this foundation right here. What's the main pro and con of investing in crypto like Bitcoin? On the plus side, crypto as a whole has massive potential. And just like my El Maquillage became my perfect foundation, crypto could be your perfect investment, offering huge rewards if, here's the big if you're willing to take time to learn about it and take that leap on something much more new, that's less familiar, that has a lot of understanding and misunderstanding about it. Now, here's the flip side. Crypto is still new and unpredictable, and not all digital assets under that crypto umbrella are created equal. There's hype And there's crap crypto coins, which are within the crypto world affectionately known as shit coins. Go ahead, you can Google it. They're shit coins, I shit you not. But there's also some gems and real value in that same crypto umbrella. And yet, even if you find a real gem, prices swing up and down faster than a TikTok trend. So what's a good idea? Start small, educate yourself, and only invest money you can afford to lose as you're figuring it all out. And more importantly, figure out its volatility. Those high highs and low lows, make sure that aligns with the life goals you have. And that's how the stock market is just like one giant Sephora, packed with items to browse, buy, and invest in. Whether those things are stocks that are like my Chanel perfume right here, to bold Bitcoin that's like my El Maquillage foundation. I'm still thinking big and starting small with my own investments, just like you are. Why? So that I can accomplish my big life goals. And every step I take, whether it's learning about index funds, exploring REITs, or trying out ETFs, all those things get me closer and closer to building that perfect beauty routine in a portfolio bag that fits my life and goals perfectly. And if you're loving this vibe and you also want to keep mixing finance with fun to shop the financial aisles with confidence, please let me know what you would love to learn about next in the comments. I want to always make sure I am having content that is helping you, very importantly, you accomplish your own life goals. So drop a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more happy hour money mixers. And I will see you next time on Lady Boss of Finance. Cheers.